Delhi's my home. सारे रंग हैं, सारे संग हैं. सलामत रहे, तू रोशन रहे, है सबकी दुआ दिल्ली.
Hello, I'm Mini Mathur and you're with me on Dilli Dil Se, where we are going to have a heart-to-heart with some of Delhi's most loved personalities. These stalwarts have not only achieved personal greatness, but have also made major contributions towards the welfare of society. And today, we're in conversation with one of Delhi's personal favorites, the man with the plan, or as he's more popularly known, the Metro Man, Mr. E. Shreedharan. Mr. Shreedharan, firstly, let me thank you for coming to Dilli Dil Se and having a chat with us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, there's so many things that I want to ask you, Mr. Shreedharan, but I think we will go chronologically.
Oh, yes.
And I really want to know how, take us down the memory lane as to when the metro project really began.
Well, I joined Delhi Metro Rail Corporation in November 1997. There was no organization like DMRC, only in name. I started almost by myself. Then we had to set up the organization. We had to engage the general consultants. All that took some time. Actual work started on 1st October 1998. 1st October, actual physical work started.
So how did you go about it? How did you put up this, the DMRC? How did you actually set a team that you liked together and put it together?
I had that advantage. That was one of the conditions when I mentioned to the Delhi government that I must have a free hand in selecting my own team and build up the team.
Gee.
So that was given to me. And the metro being basically a rail-based technology, right. I naturally went for railwaymen mostly, who had worked with me on the Indian Railways, who had worked with me on Konkan Railway. This core team was selected from that, and we started functioning. When the phase 1 of the project was handed over to DMRC, according to the detailed project report, we were supposed to finish it in 10 years' time. So one of the first decisions we took after I took over, that we felt that Delhi citizens can't wait for 10 years to have too long a period. Yes. So we decided to compress the period to 7 years. That was the very first decision we took.
So this is a first that anyone who's been given enough time to do a project or make something work has actually shaved off 3 years from his own work time.
Correct. That is what we did.
That's very brave, I must say. What fascinated me was that in Delhi, the metro actually covers 186 kilometers, whereas anywhere else it's not more than...
Calcutta has got about 27 kilometers now. Calcutta
27, but it's still nothing compared to 186.
Yes.
So that is a project that was spread and flung far and wide. Did you actually sit and plan the map as to where the metro will reach and who decided where it would take people?
Well, the first phase of the metro, which is actually 56 kilometers when it was handed over to us, that was already planned by the planners earlier. The second phase and the third phase, that we planned on our own. Decided which route should be taken, which are the areas should be served for immediately. We are still a lot of areas not covered. So this city will need a network of at least 500 kilometers according to me.
Yeah, it's got a big heart, this city, and a big body too.
Yes.
Yeah. You changed a lot of prevalent practices that existed at the time that you started project on the metro, like the contractors, payments and stuff like that, which were based on the measurement book, if I'm not wrong. I'd really like to know how you did that, and I believe it's something you practiced at your tenure in the Konkan Railways.
Yeah, we found that this measurement book is the biggest culprit to bring in corruption.
Oh, really?
Yes, the biggest. So we decided that we will do away with measurement books. Within 48 hours, 80% of the bill is passed. And remaining 20% within about a week's time after detailed check. Because if you want to keep up the morale of a contractor, first requirement is timely payment to him. Timely payment. So this we ensured in both Konkan Railway and Delhi Metro.
That's amazing. You also awarded the Railway Minister's Award in 1964, and that was for a very special achievement, and we'd really like you to tell our viewers about what it was.
Well, that was for restoration of the Palm Bend Railway Bridge. On 23rd December 1963, a series of tidal waves washed away the major part of the bridge. So the Railway Ministry decided to restore it, and they set a target of 6 months to Southern Railway that the bridge should be restored in 6 months' time. I was able to do it in 46 days. That is how I came into limelight. 46 days.
In 46 days.
I got the Railway Minister's Award.
Oh my God, that's absolutely amazing. In order to keep your deadlines, I believe you have a very interesting system of reverse clocks. Now, what is that?
That's correct. It's a clock installed in all the offices, in all the rooms, and at important work sites also. That gives how many days are left for completing that segment of the work.
Did it work?
Oh, it worked very well. It keeps everybody on their toes.
Great.
Not only engineers, suppliers, contractors, everybody, consultants, everybody knows only so many days are left for completing the work.
So they feel guilty and they
Yes.
work more efficiently. I'm really looking forward to some interesting statistics from you on the Delhi Metro. I mean, how many people are traveling on it daily? And
About 22 lakh people travel on the Delhi Metro today, on a working day, average working day. But there are days when the ridership goes even to 23.5 lakhs. I believe it has touched even 23.9 lakhs one day.
My goodness.
So many people travel, and I think Delhi Metro today runs roughly about 2,900 train trips every day.
That's a staggering statistic.
Yeah.
I remember when the metro was launched, Business Week had termed it as a miracle of sorts that you had finished the construction of the metro well in time. What is that one singular factor that you would say made this happen?
Well, in a project like that, you can't say one single thing has contributed to the whole thing. If you ask me, what is the secret of my success, I can tell you in one word.
Please.
That is integrity. Integrity is the secret. But to make the first phase of the metro completed in time or before time, a variety of factors are contributed to it. Basically, I would say the real good team I had, very competent, professionally very competent team, which was behind me. That was the main thing. The other thing is the type of support I got from the government.
I see.
You see, a huge project of this type, to execute it in the capital city of the country, under the eyes of all the very, very powerful people.
The powers that be.
Yes, you require a lot of support. I had that support from the government of Delhi, I would say, in all matters. So that is one main advantage I had.
So the environment was very conducive to you putting your best foot forward.
I would say that, yes.
Wow, that must have been a major factor.
Yes.
How do you think, I mean, what have you been told? How has the common man's life in Delhi changed because of the metro? Do you get these interesting stories where people say that it's changed their lives completely?
I would say the metro has changed the travel style of the people here. Because without the metro, you can't imagine how Delhi would be today. Because 22 lakh people traveling by metro. If these people are to travel by road vehicles, what a huge congestion that would take place on the roads. So this is the main thing is, it has reduced the congestion on the roads tremendously. And more importantly, I would say that metro uses only electric power. It doesn't use the fossil fuel, the
So there's
diesel.
no carbon emission.
Yes. So we are saving almost 1 lakh tons of fossil fuel every year.
The other networks in the country work on fossil fuel.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
So that is all the buses. And
That's almost an environmental revolution of a kind,
Yeah,
isn't it,
that
here
is
in our country?
And by carrying 22 lakh people a day, it is almost equivalent to 1 lakh vehicles off the road.
That many?
This is the assessment made by the experts, that this is equivalent to about 1 lakh vehicles off the road. And most importantly, this I must definitely emphasize, it has reduced the road accidents tremendously in Delhi. The Central Road Research Institute has estimated that by carrying 22 lakh persons by metro, Delhi Metro has saved at least 200 lives being lost on the roads every year.
That's very heartening.
Yes,
That's really
yes,
very
yes,
heartening. It's
yes.
one of the human stories that come out of something like this. What was a day in your life like when you were working on the metro?
Well, normal thing, I used to get up at 4:30.
4:30? Who gets up at 4:30?
In Delhi, I used to wake up at 4:30. Nowadays, I wake up at 4 o'clock in Kerala.
That's the secret of all efficiency, I tell you.
4:30 I get up, then I do the normal routines and then do some pranayam. Then I read Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam for about 45 minutes.
Every day?
Every day. Religiously, whenever I am at headquarters. Because when I am on tour or traveling, it's not possible.
Yeah.
Then afterwards we have our, I do some yoga.
My God.
You do yoga about 45 minutes, have my breakfast, and leave for the office early. I'm one of the first to reach the office.
Yeah, the reverse clock is running in your head 24/7, I see. But I've also heard that you also never carry files at home and nobody can call you unless it's an emergency, which is like the best way to do things. Is that right? Or is that a rumor?
No, it's true. I don't carry work home if I could manage it. Because I always felt that at home, I must have the time privately for myself and my family. Unless there's an emergency, I don't encourage people to contact me also over phone.
Wow. This is nothing short of a perfect life.
But then in the office, we are very busy. Everything is done in the office.
Yes.
So 9 to 5:30, we manage to complete all the works within that time.
I was reading about you and it said that you've been transferred about 25 times. And I think the wisdom of the Gita, somewhere you said, had kept you grounded. Is that correct?
Well, to be precise, in my first 15 years of service on the Indian Railways, I got 25 transfers.
How is that possible?
So somehow it happened like that.
Okay.
Some of it is, I would say, planned for my future career, because they wanted me to expose to various aspects of railway working. That is one way. The other was because I was handy available as a bachelor. I can be shunted anywhere. That was another reason perhaps.
So you saw a lot of the country.
Yes, but that really helped me quite a lot. And it also helped me to evolve a philosophy that one should not take transfers as a punishment.
So you actually converted the punishment into a possibility to understand and explore a little more.
I won't call it a punishment. I would say it's an opportunity given.
What is it about the Gita that inspires you so much that you read the Bhagavatam every single day?
It gives practical tips how to solve the day-to-day problems of life. And that is what is required. In any professional life, there are so many problems coming up, and Gita helps you how to tackle these problems.
That's going to inspire a lot of people out there to go and read the Gita if they haven't really.
I think it is required.
Do you recall anything offhand that you read in the Gita that you still live with today?
There is one sloga in Gita which is very, very appropriate and necessary for every doer, everybody. Mukta sango anahamvadi dhrityutsaha samanvitaha siddhi asadhyo nirvikara sakarta satvika uchyade.
So if this was translated from Sanskrit to English, what would it say?
It only means whenever you do a work, you should not be bothered about the fruits of that work. I mean, you should not expect any gain out of the work for yourself. Then you should do it in such a way with full dedication and full enthusiasm. And you should not be dismayed by the good results or the bad results. A man who views his work in that fashion is a virtuous doer. It means that.
And that's what you embodied for yourself as well.
That is what I practice.
Ethics and standing up, like you just mentioned that one word that you feel has contributed to the execution of most of your work is integrity. Has it ever landed you into trouble? Have you faced opposition because you're so upright about what you really believe in?
Oh, a good many times. A good many times it has landed me in trouble. But then I always come out unscathed. There is no problem at all.
Because you believe it.
Yes.
Tell us about it. Give us a little more examples of it. I mean, there was a vigilance controversy that I was reading about where, you know, some junior of yours was implicated, where you got caught in the whole thing. How did you just manage to have such a spotless reputation even when stuff was happening around you?
There was a vigilance inquiry going on against a junior officer.
Okay.
Then I stepped in and said that you should not inquire against him because whatever he has done it on my instructions.
Oh, it's like that?
Yes.
Oh.
So if you want to inquire, take up vigilance case, take it against me, not against my subordinate. That is the stand I took. And they were very happy, yes. They said, yes, we'll take up the case against you, and took up the case. Ultimately, it went to the railway ministry and the member in the railway board. He went through the whole case and he said that what he has done, what I have done, is what he expects from every young engineer in the country, in the railways. And instead of punishing me, he sent me a commendation letter for the decision I had taken and support the way I supported my subordinate.
That's amazing. I could make a film out of your life, honestly.
No, these are simple, small things, but it keeps the morale of your staff when you are prepared to take the responsibility and not trying to pass on the blame to him. No, it definitely encourages.
And I'm sure it makes your entire team diehard supporters of whatever you do.
Yes,
and
in a way, definitely in a way, yes.
Normally people hang up their boots at 60 and they want to travel the world and do cruises and stuff. What makes Mr. Shreedharan take up project after project, and at 65 you're ready to start yet another project? What is it that makes you go, go, go?
Mrs. Mathur, I also wanted to hang my boots after
The government won't let you.
The government didn't allow me to do it. Of course, I would say I enjoyed all the jobs that I had taken up. Even before I completed Konkan Railway, I was given the responsibility of the Delhi Metro. I took up that also. And I thought the completion of the phase 2 of Delhi Metro was the end. I could retire finally and go and settle in my native place. I went there, but I was not allowed to settle down properly. Again, I've been given lots of important transport projects as my responsibility in Kerala, like Kochi Metro, monorail in Kozhikode, monorail in Trivandrum, and a high-speed railway line from Trivandrum to Kasaragod. So these are the 4 major projects I am now looking after in Kerala. I would say I am still quite active professionally.
So, more about your association with Delhi. You were here for such a long time. How would you describe Delhi in one word?
It's a very friendly city, I should say, very friendly city. I was feeling a little uncomfortable in Delhi only because of the language. I'm not very fluent in Hindi, though I can manage the day-to-day matters. I can manage. Otherwise, I would say it's an excellent city, very nice city.
And you enjoyed your stay?
Yes.
Right.
And the type of facilities you have here, you don't get any other place.
What is it about Delhi's facilities, infrastructure that you really appreciate, which you don't find anywhere else?
Wide roads and electricity. Of course, we were living in a place where there was no power shutdown at all. The metro colony,
right?
No power shutdown, no water scarcity. In the early days when I was here, 1997 and all that, Delhi was the highly polluted city. Within 3-4 years, the whole thing changed. The fuel policy was changed by the government.
The CNG conversion.
CNG was brought in here. That made a lot of difference in the city. So the atmosphere cleared. It was easy to travel by roads also, because roads are all very wide. That way, it's a very convenient and a comfortable city, I would say.
What are the positive changes, apart from what you just mentioned, that you've seen in Delhi over the 15 odd years that you were here?
As I told you, the very modern airport has come here. Then so many flyovers, which made things very easy. When I moved in Delhi, at that time from airport to my residence, it used to take about 1 hour, 15 minutes. Now with all this flyover today, from airport, my residence I can reach in 22 minutes. Now that is the measure of convenience that is available today in the city, I would say.
Any incident that you remember about what happened to you in Delhi and that really touched your heart or made a lasting impact on you, something about you in Delhi?
If you talk about my life in Delhi,
yeah, your life in Delhi.
Nothing very important, I would say. But if you talk about my profession, yes, there were incidents which sometimes gave me a lot of encouragement and satisfaction, sometimes a lot of disappointment and frustration. That sort of thing has happened.
Tell us about it.
Well, you see, first thing is when we started running the first train in 2002, December, that was a very exciting point of a lot of satisfaction. Yeah. Then, as you see, every 6 months we are extending the system, bringing in more and more kilometers into the metro system. That was giving a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah.
And most important thing is when people started appreciating the whole metro system, that gives you a lot of mental satisfaction, motivation, I would say.
Yeah.
Not merely, it is not the government appreciation that touched me. It is the people who travel by the metro and then are grateful to the authorities. That used to touch me very much.
Okay, tell me, everyone calls you the Metro Man. It's almost like how you term Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator. You call the Metro Man. What are your reactions to being called the Metro Man?
I'm really very proud about it, that I've been able to do it. And in fact, I always felt that my stature grew up along with the metro. When Delhi did not have a metro, I was just an ordinary engineer who has moved in here to construct it. As the metro started coming up and covering more and more areas of the city, my stature also grew up. I became more popular. People started recognizing me everywhere. That sort of thing happened.
So you became the Metro Man, and
Yes.
truly well deserved. Just a question when you look back, when you started out with the Metro project, what was it, from looking at it from the common man's point of view, what was it that you wanted to achieve?
Main thing was to give them a very safe, fast and comfortable mode of transport. That is the basic aim of the metro. And that was very much before us. We wanted to give that to the Delhi and wanted to give it fast. That is why, as I told you, from 10 years we decided to make it 3 years. In fact, when we reduced the time, everybody blamed me. Why are you doing this sort of thing? You will not be able to do it. And then people start blaming you later on. But we went ahead and we succeeded largely, I would say. Instead of 7 years, 3 months. It's not too bad.
Did you have jitters on the very first day of its operation when it opened?
Well, when the first section was opened by the Honorable Prime Minister, everybody was very, very happy. We were expecting that about 20,000, 30,000, probably 50,000 people would travel. But more than 2 lakh people converged on the metro on that day. And of course, there was a lot of problem in controlling the crowd and then running the trains. But within that very night of that day, the Chief Secretary of Delhi and myself, we sat together. So we planned properly, put a number of policemen and people to guide the passengers, put the system in a proper footing. And within a week, everything was very normal.
That's all it took, a week?
Only less than a week, I would say. Less than
amazing.
a week, things were very, very normal.
That's very good indeed. Well, if everyone started thinking like you, Mr. Shreedharan, we'd be like a very healthy country and a country to watch out for really, really soon. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time and coming to our studio. So this is me, Mini Mathur, saying goodbye from the team of Dilli Dil Se. We'll be back next week with another interesting personality. Till then, take care and ride safe. Goodbye.
It's my hope, this is where I belong. हौसले हमें कुछ कर दिखाने के, रुके ना रुके हम, सलामत रहे, तू रोशन रहे, है सबकी दुआ दिल्ली।